Hello. Let me turn this down a little bit. Okay, so from what I can tell, no one is in chat yet, and that's fine. Hi, my name is Chris. If this is the first time that you see this, probably in a VOD on YouTube, I am a programmer. PHP programmer mostly, a lot of JavaScript as well, some React Native. Actually, come to think of it, I'm not really a PHP programmer mostly, but I do some PHP, and tonight I'm doing some PHP. I am very excited because for the last few years I've been working on a project called Gitstore. And I can't hear myself. Now I can hear myself. And today we got our first paid customer, which is really excited. If you were here on the stream on Friday morning, you would have seen I did some work to V1's codebase, which lives over here. I added this in. Woohoo! What was the other thing? I did a bunch of stuff, but mainly this. Towards the end of the stream, I think. Oh! You know what? This wasn't on Friday. This was on Thursday that I did this work. Another thing I did was when you go into something to buy it, as someone who is not logged in, then... hello? Oh. Then this actually used to cover everything, so you couldn't read prices or see descriptions. Now you can. So that's pretty cool. So today I wanted to work a little bit on Gitstore v1 and Gitstore v2. I'm hoping to include someone new in the dev team of Gitstore, the dev team being me. And so I need to be able to say what we're working on in v1 and v2. So let me make a couple of headings. Okay. So, excuse me. For v1, there's a few things that I want to still do. The one that I need to do is, which I'm going to start tonight off with, is to work on the footer, to get the footer to look like the front-end website. That was one of the biggest issues that people pointed out. Where it falls short is that until I started doing some of this work, this app was very different in appearance to this app. So we worked on the header. It's not exactly the same, but it is near as makes no difference, and it kind of goes away on mobile because when you're logged in you actually have a mobile management menu. So where I need to go with this is to add the footer in to get these links appearing in Enjoy, which is a completely different app. So I'll work on that. Let's see, what else? People mentioned that the who uses Gitstore stuff doesn't actually link through. It actually just looks clickable, but it's not really clickable. And the thing is, we have integration to send this data to from the Laravel app, which is here where the data lives, to the Webflow app, which is here where the data is displayed on the homepage. But the it requires a bit of manual action because we don't necessarily want. This was supposed to be like highlighted people. We can't select that programmatically, and we don't want everyone's records from here to pop up here, because if someone makes an account in the middle of the night, for where I am, makes an account with questionable material in the repo, we don't want that displaying, or questionable username or whatever. So there's a manual step involved with this, and to be honest, it just hasn't been done. So I'm going to look at updating this. I will update it to a bunch of relatively recent people who have been adding stuff on. One of those people is Owen, who was on stream a few weeks ago. Owen sells Forged UI, which is, let's see if I can, forgedui.com, there we go. It's a UI to manage Laravel Forge stuff, which is really cool, and I still have to check it out actually. Someone who is also about to start selling on the back of a book release is Matthias. Matthias? I'm not sure exactly how that's pronounced, but a very clever guy, conference speaker, author, and I've had the privilege of sitting in some of his talks, and it's really cool. It's really cool. This is exciting, right? And Matthias is actually our first paid customer, so I am looking forward to the launch of this coming up. Yeah, so a few people. I think I'll just go through and look at who has had sales. Yeah, I'll have a look at who has Gitstore customers. There's a few people who have 1 or 2, and then Owen who's got like 8, and start to promote those people in this not in this area, in this area. Simon as well has 1 or 2 sales. So yeah, update this to make it clickable. Let me actually put this in the list because now I've gone away from this. Who uses this updated? What else? Yeah, there's not really that much functionality I want to add to V1 because we are steadily working on V2. Gitstore 2, which is this UI. You've probably seen some streams about this or some videos about this if you've been around. I have this up in here. I can't really remember what. I think that's the steps. Okay, yeah, there you are. That's the wizard. So there's some design around having a progress indicator where you are in the steps. And so you see as you choose different workflows, they have different numbers of steps in places. And you can go through to them and you'll see this reflects. But I need to move this further into the UI. There's actually a design for what to do with this. So I suppose V2 move steps into UI. I don't think so. This settings stuff, we only have pricing details here, but I need to add copy for the title and the description of these. So add copy, title, description to setup plans. So that's something I need to do. I need to style forms. It's probably apply latest design. What else? We have these connecting things in here. We have file uploads. Yeah. Okay, there's also this like upsell premium features section, and we're not going to launch with premium features because it's just we're trying to get the core feature set built, and once that's built we'll start building pro features, but there will be aspects of customization you can't do yet that we want to kind of find a neat segment. We want to be able to serve the most people, and have customization for like the top 10% of people who want to run serious business through this, and have them support more of the dev that goes into this than just the people with like one open source repo making $5 a month sort of thing. So this page actually helps us, but what I need to do here is populate with content, have mailing opt-in to help prioritize. Okay, is that? Also, I need to review workflows to pick number, type plans, and titles, descriptions. So these are just some random ones that came from various design iterations, but we probably want to review the titles of these and what default plans they offer and what those include, beyond what you can customize through pricing and content or copy. Okay, Stripe and PayPal pretty much done. We maybe want to have some copy in these providers. Add copy to say you've entered, because at the moment I think we're just showing like a section of the keys next to these fields, and that's gross. So I actually want to have copy here to say, hey, you've done this, cool, you can move on, or change, put new data in here to overwrite. You see, it currently just shows that little extract on the right there. It's not good. Okay. Then we need to work in a lot more theming customization. We're not going to customize the structure yet. I think that's going to be a premium feature. And so maybe themes, add GoPro for custom layouts. Because then we can have another upsell here to say, hey, if none of these themes that we provide by default work for you, then you can just put in your own HTML, and we have some like template tags. Thank you. We have some template tags for where to put the plans and where to put the whatever. Okay. Now assume you've got all of this stuff down and the wizard's good. You can actually go build your page, and it will show you your page over here. And now on some streams recently, we did this kind of edit in place stuff, and I really enjoyed doing it. But come to find, there's actually a much nicer UI for doing this, which is not to do it directly here, adding a lot of markup and complexity, but to have panes that pop up on the left or on the right, or however we design it, that we still have indications that these can be edited, but when you click on them, it doesn't edit it in place. It pops up the editor for this kind of content, and we try and group content together. So click on something up here, this pane is the meta stuff, and you can do like link text and logo and whatever. Click on this stuff here, and the pane that pops up here is the content or the copy pane, and you can edit these two things in fields here, and editing them here updates them here. Click on one of these, and maybe we do like a right hand side box that just says plans, and you can see, or left hand side, doesn't matter to me, you can see each plan, title, copy. We can't currently do, in fact, according to how Stripe is set up to work, you can't change the price or the frequency or the currency of a plan after it's been created. So another pro feature we might want to do is that if you want to change those things, we can create a new plan, hide the old one, and then new people just get joined on that new plan. And we can do that almost transparently, perhaps just behind a big like, are you sure you want to make these changes button, because it's quite a big thing to do. But then say, okay, that functionality to make the new plan, hide the old one, replace it in place, maybe that can be a pro feature as well. So, okay, once you've made a page, have editor panes. Top, header, footer, copy, plans, GoPro. Okay. Then we need to work in, we've done Stripe and PayPal. I actually want to do these one at a time. I don't want to, in order to get people to try this out. Oh, you know what we need to do? I'm actually going to rename this. So I'm going to rename this to Rocket. Just because I called it in this step, I called it Rocket Ship. So I'm going to keep it that. But Rocket, allow changing slug. So this URL up here is generated, and we want to allow people to be able to change it to like, I don't know, Adam dash Wavin dash best dash ever or whatever. So we want to allow changing of the slug, maybe title, meta, OG, sharing. Maybe sharing is like a different thing. Maybe sharing is a different thing, because there's quite a lot we can put in there. Links to this, embed to this page, maybe that stuff's actually fine there. And then like a billion ways to do it. Click a link to do it on Facebook, click a link to do it on Twitter, etc. Okay. What else? Rocket Pay with PayPal. Add keys after PayPal payment. And then the usual stuff. We've got this code existing in the V1 code base, but it's about migrating this with the new database structure. So I should probably make this a little bit bigger because you're probably squinting at the screen. Okay, so remove keys when unsub with PayPal. Rocket Pay with Stripe. Actually, okay, pay with Stripe. These are actually the only things that are provider specific. So paying with the provider, unsubbing from the provider, those are specific, but the rest of these things are actually quite agnostic of the provider. And I think these are sort of lower tier in terms of what I absolutely have to do. I want to start with PayPal first. Okay, so there are actually multiple of these. Bitbucket. No, not like that. GitHub. Bitbucket. These are all different bits of code, right? Although probably this gets a little bit easier, so for now I'll just say that second one's actually just one. Because I'll have the code for both of these to be able to reuse here. So it's actually just a case of, okay, now that you've unsubbed with Stripe, how do you do these things? Okay. This is probably also less of an issue as is this. This is actually also contingent on what Sean's done here. So move steps into the UI, again, probably less urgent, very designy. Which means this is probably as well. No, that's not. This is. Okay, so allow copy to be edited with plans. Review workflows, that can probably go over here. Providers, yeah, let's make that a priority to change how that shows that. Ideas and customization, again, come down here. GoPro, the functionality of that's quite important. Editor panes, important. All of this stuff is. This is probably less so. Pay with PayPal, add keys to these two. Show downloads, yeah, and then remove on unsub. Rocket, we need like a subs thing here. Show subs list. So yeah, we need to show a list of people who have subbed so that you can get in contact with them or send them messaging, or see how much money you made, basically. And then analytics is also interesting because you can see where the clicks are coming from. Maybe we have refer URLs which try and break down by blog or Twitter or whatever. These are kind of the important things. Maybe analytics can go into optional for now. These rocket things are very much at the end. So this is sort of the MVP to add to V2 before we can share it with people. Yeah, I think that's sort of the MVP. Maybe reviewing workflows is actually quite important before we share it with people, because one of the huge drivers of Gitstore V2 is that we want to help maintainers a lot more than what we did in V1. V1 is very much you as the maintainer figure out the system. We offer very little help. We have a very basic wizard that shows the essential steps, but they're like, make a plan. It's not like, how should you make a plan? How could you word it? What does it look like when it's done? So I think reviewing workflows is quite important from that point of view, because we want to set the stage for the people that we invite in, and make sure everyone we invite in, that if they've been doing Gitstore stuff, there will be a workflow with a set of plans that work for them, or at least a way to get there. Maybe they do like a way to get there. Okay, so probably a nice to have thing to do here is figure out how people pay us. Because our current mechanism in V1 is you hit a threshold of monthly earning, which is well above what you start paying us. And then when that happens, we don't turn anything off. From the sales point of view, people can still sub to you, they still get access, that can go on forever, and you never have to pay us anything. But when you jump in, we start to say, hey, you've hit this threshold, pay us $10. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't think you have a lot of... I think we limit the ability to make new things or to add new repos or whatever from that point. But from a sales point of view, nothing stops working. Everything that was working before you hit that threshold carries on. V2, significantly different. You can set up pages and get payment, and you won't be paying us. The payment stuff comes with pro features. So it's very much like, I think, what Trello did, where everyone can use it, but you want high customization, or high support or whatever, then you pay. So we've got to figure out how that works, whether it's like a once off, recurring maybe. I think recurring it might be. I don't know. I need to chat to the other people. What else? We should do just a buttload of testing. Because right now it's just all proof of concept work. It's not tested. That's gross. Okay. Anything else I can think of? Let me dwell on V1 a little bit and see if I can figure out what needs to be added here. Some of these features, let's see, one of these features go away. Embeds are less important because now you have a whole page you can customize. Oh, you know what we didn't add for V2 stuff is copy plans, colors. So we didn't do things like backgrounds, colors. We allow you to do that with theme selection, but maybe you just pick a theme just to get there, right? And then you can be like, okay, well, my brand colors are this blue and that green, and then you change your colors. We need to have a way to do that with the UI after you've created the screen as well. Okay, V1 dashboard changes a little bit. So this is the analytics I spoke about. Release based, it's no longer release based. Downloadable mailing list, I don't know. That might be the sub view. That might be the sub view. Zip downloads, again, I don't know. It's actually file downloads, so this changes to be more expansive now because you can do PSDs and you can do videos and all that stuff. Okay, what else? Badges. We don't have badges. Badges. This is actually in sharing though. Sharing. Badges is part of sharing, right? Okay. Embed, less important. Store management, whatever. This is marketing fluff. NPX, finally. Maybe we'll get NPX in V2. So what I wanted to do with NPX is have a way that you can have your installation instructions anywhere, right? GitHub README. I don't know. As an example, you can say, okay, forget any UI. Type this in your console, like npx buy with Gitstore, and then like a number or a repo name or something, or like a slug. You know, if you want to do this customization, just the slug, and then have all of that managed through, or mostly through the command line. So if you need a login to sub, then it's going to pop up a window. You do your login thing, window goes away, carries on in the console. And then also at the end of that, sets up your private keys if you need them, like if it's a private account, a private repo, so that you have less manual work to do. So yeah. Also, a pro feature that we discussed a while ago, for people who are very conscious about getting stats about when and where stuff is stored, doing temporary keys. So the idea here is that you, at a plan level, or I guess at a workflow level, you say, you pick a workflow that says you want temporary keys. And what happens then is you don't generate the keys and add them at time of purchase. You do it at time of download. So you have to install, I guess, an npx there. It could also work through npx as well, but you run this command line before you do your installation, and that either looks for credentials or like an account-based key, a Gitstore account-based key somewhere, and if that key's there, adds the deploy keys, clones, and then like 30 minutes later removes the deploy keys again. And so this gives you stats to say, hey, your repo, not only someone's purchased your repo, but your repo was installed 10 times in the last week, and in these parts of the world, we can probably infer from IP address or something. So it gives you far more granular analytics. Yeah. Anyway, that was just a potential pro feature. Okay, I have waffled for like half an hour now. I want to get into doing this footer, so that's what I'm going to do. In order to do that, I need to do the whole usual ngrok dance. So let me do that. Oh, my chat constantly connecting. Weird. Okay. Make this a little bit bigger. If you have seen this many times before, I apologize. You have to see it again because I need to set this up again. No, just app. Okay, I'm just going to drag this code editor if it starts up. Code's been doing this weird thing where it takes a very long time to load up the last few days. I don't really know what's up with that. Come on, code. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. Do this on a different window. I'll just be a minute. I need to set some secrets quickly. Oh, that reminds me. I'll probably need to do that with this as well, because I got to do this in GitHub. Not that file. That file. Okay. Done there. Now just the GitHub side. I must say it's a lot easier to remember what I need to change when I'm in the habit of changing it. But I should, you know what? I should really sub to ngrok, and then I don't need to change this the whole time. Okay, so I think that's all sorted. I can do artisan serve source. Hello. What's with this tab? Yarn watch. I think this is still yarn. And then one more just to act as like a GitHub tab. Oh, goodness. Welp. Something's really slow. Wow, something's doing a lot of work in the background. Serve's going. This is going. I think I can run this now. Keep running, running, running. Do, 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 do. I think that is the secret I did. I guess I will see now. So, this is darker, and I'm wondering if we should restructure this so that... let's see. Login. I'm wondering if we should restructure this so that the background color is this dark color and that the content sits within a relatively light background. Why so slow? Come on. This chart is so gross. Super gross. I can't wait to get rid of it. Okay, so what if we do this as the background color? Layouts, app. Glex. Wow, that's obviously not working. Okay, we don't have a footer in here, so that's the first thing I think is to create a footer. And that is an include. Yay! I wonder if in fixing that Glex thing, I will break other stuff. It's entirely possible. No. Okay, fine. So, let's make the background for this container a BG Indigo 700. That might actually make this area that dark indigo as well. No, does nothing. Oh. I think it's because I'm using an older version of Tailwind as well. This is actually from the Wings of Liberty soundtrack. Cool. Ah, there we go. Oh, noisy thing. So, okay. What we should also do is min h screen on this. And this middle container needs a... what was this before? This, I guess. Oh, look at this weird stuff that's happening there. Super weird. Okay, so that's weird. What if we do flex grow? Flex grow there. And then header and footer have flex shrink on them. Like that. And where's our header? Woo. And this should probably be flex row width full. Okay. I'm not really sure how many of these flex containers are necessary, but I have had problems before trying to get... Okay, so what's interesting is that the... Okay, almost there, almost there, almost there. I think what we need to do is have a look at the resources. Where am I now? Oh, we're in resources. I think there's some body padding that's being added here, which we should probably put in the footer, not in the body. Body, min width, no. Maybe it's in the actual layout though. Because, check here, so, actually, maybe we can inspect it and see where that's being added. Body. Yeah, min width padding bottom. That's in there somewhere. There we go. Can get rid of that. So that'll actually live in the footer itself, not on the body. Because the footer can now have this padding at the bottom. So what we've done with min h screen is we've said set the minimum height to 100 VHs. Oh, what is this line underneath here though? What's that about? What is that underneath there? Do you see that? There's like a line underneath there. Is that just a weird browser thing? I think that might just be a weird browser thing. But I might have to account for it here by saying pb2 minus mb2. And then just actually adjust, because that padding bottom will probably need to be... Wow, that did not work. No, that won't work either. It's a very weird artifact at the bottom there. I don't know what's causing that. Maybe I have like a character somewhere. See, there's a line there. What is that line at the bottom there? Okay, padding. That, and then the body. Ooh, I put my notifications off so I can't tell when Mix is compiling the stuff. Okay, Mix built. What is that line? I don't get it. Why is that line there? You see that, right? I'm not going mad. That does actually exist. Trekker, hi! Everything is well for me. How is it for you? Oh, that's cool. Go away. Okay, maybe let's get some content in here. That's a good idea. Okay, so we need a container div in here. Container mx auto. What kind of padding Y do we want in here? Let's start with 4. Oh, and this needs to be flex row. And this can actually, who cares about flex row here? Oh, amazing. Good job. Legendary humor, Lumjacker, hi. Legendary humor. Legendary human, I'm pretty sure is what you said. Div. What does this menu do when you collapse it? It seems like on small it just wraps. Okay, so we can mimic the same thing here. Width full MD 1/3. And then this is flex col, and then MD it's flex row. What is that line? I hate it. Why is that line there? Now it's gone. Cool. But that is also the layout that we want there, and then on small it goes underneath. Perfect. So this margin is actually a lot more. I'm guessing it's closer to, say, we should also probably put it on these. So I'll say MY 12? Is MY 12 a thing? Margin and padding. What are the units here? 12 is a thing. Interesting. I don't think I've ever used it. So we put the margin on here, and we put it as 12 because we want to, you know what we could probably actually do, make it a little bit more predictable, is to say padding top 12, and then change these to padding bottom 12. Firstly, I'm not sure how the collapsing is going to work of their margin. Narrower side margins on smaller screen. What do you mean? These ones over here? Or you're talking about these down here? Maybe we only do this on large. So even on medium, it does full width. Yeah. Okay. Very good. And then we've got like small caps titles in here, and then we've got menu items that have like this bar underneath them. Okay. So let's do like a little title here. Okay, what? Oh, not that one. This one. What does this look like? Text transform. Probably uppercase. Yeah. Uppercase text SM. Text indigo lighter. Okay, what are these items? Home. Oh, these are absolutely irrelevant here. I love the consistency in capitalization. What do you mean, Troika? I'm curious now. I don't understand. Okay, so probably extra small, but then font semi-bold. And these need to be flex col. There we go. And then we need some styling here. So class, text white, py4, border b, indigo darkest, hover border be indigo lightest. I'm guessing this is sort of the style that we need for this. I really don't want to do the founders stuff on the bottom right. Oh, border B. And no underline. What is the tailwind for no underline? probably no underline. Cool. So that didn't exactly work. Border B indigo darkest. Border B 2. I also need to do some padding in here. I don't know if we want to maybe take this out here and just put this padding in each of these columns. PX4. Okay. But this border color though. Border B indigo darkest. Border B indigo lightest on hover. Oh. I'm sorry. Let me actually just check the settings of this quickly and hopefully it doesn't crash. If there's a way to say that this must remove any delay. And the stream thing. Yes, I get that you can't. Oh, it just doesn't show me any settings here then. Stream delay. Oh. I don't know. I don't see a stream delay option on here. But it's I know it's there in Twitch. So I just need to customize it there a little bit, I think. This is being overridden somewhere, I feel. I feel my links are being overridden. There we go. Text indigo. So the hover opacity. How do I do this? If I make this smaller, I'm probably doing the indigo thing on here. I tell you what, since I know all the content sits within a header and a content, I can say that this is header A and content A, and then those styles won't be applied to the footer. I hope. I'll check the margin widths in a little bit. Yeah, I'll check the margin widths in a little bit and then we can see. So it goes full screen until, it goes full width until you get to large. But I'll adjust. Maybe these can actually get a little bit more than what they are already. So like not PX4, but, well, PX4, but let's actually just copy this whole thing's styling quickly. Just to create a little bit more space in here. Weird, it's not styling the text there at all. Text, okay, so it is text white, border B indigo darkest. Maybe I'm getting these styles wrong. So I don't want the 1.2, I want the 174. Yes, learn more. Oh, 074, I mean. Let me have a look here. So oh, it's not border B. You set the color for all the borders. I forgot this. So I want to get one of these link styles right, and then we can kind of roll that change out. I'm not going to do the same hover effect. I might actually. I might. Maybe darker and lighter. But that still jumps 5 points. But you see, darker is that background color. It might just be on the light end that we reduce a little bit. Okay, better. But I think we need a little bit more size on this. Okay, well thanks for dropping in, Troika. I really appreciate it, and for your suggestions about margin. I'll be sure to check that out. And I'll see you around. Thank you for being here. Okay, I think that's the class I want to do there. But you know what? Because I'm going to repeat this so much, I'm actually going to save it to a variable. I hate these blocks, but there we go. Save it to this variable, and then if we decide we want to change that up, it's one place that we change it in, and not 15. What do we think? What do we think, team? This I feel like the color is less stark. Indigo darker. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the color is less stark in here, but it's okay. I think it's close enough. We just need more padding. Just even more padding. And then there is like some hectic padding at the bottom of this. So we'll say like PB 16, for example. Wrong side. So I think that padding top needs to be more. This music is great. Okay, so let's also put this over here and say padding bottom 32, padding tops 24, 16. Now, do I have a class that does transitions? Because if I do, I can probably just put that on here. Transition all. Animated with border. There we go. I'll just do that. Okay, very good. I just want to have some extra padding bottom on the app content. So probably on this one, PB32. Although probably only on the yeah. So PT8, MD, PT16, or LG. Because we flip those out. No, MD. Yeah. Let's do it like this. I just want to put a little bit more space between this content in here and the footer. There we go. And then I can maybe just reduce that footer bottom to like, I don't know, 24. Because it's still a bit much. And then I want to put a little bit of height underneath this thing, MB8. A little bit of separation underneath this thing. Oof, Ingrok's gonna freak out. I'm doing lots of requests on a free account. Dun dun dun. Okay, I think that's a bit better. I think that's a bit better. It does start to look kind of different. It does start to look kind of different. I mean, the colors are already different, right? What if we go even darker on here? So, indigo... No, but it's darker already. It's darker already. Also, where's that top menu? Is it gone because I'm logged in? It's probably gone because I'm logged in. Fine. Weird. What does it look like when I'm logged out? Where's my header? Where are my links here? These are all gone. No! Text white. Text white, yeah. That's because I started targeting those links, isn't it? Hmm? It's because I started targeting those links. There we go. I am not going to do their border bottom. I couldn't care less about that. Okay, let me get some links in here. Copy link. Okay. Probably enjoy dashboard though, right? Look at this. Look at this. Look at how it broke so many of these things. That's so frustrating. That's so frustrating. It broke so many things to have this qualifier here. Figure out a way without it. What came out of here? Body padding, fine. Do 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 do. Here we go. Okay. Not broken no more. Copy link. Blog. What do we put on the blog? Come on. When is the last time we blogged? Disgusting. Disgusting. Okay. What's the next thing? So we need to have our app is the next header, and underneath it there is also a legal. So let's put dashboard here. And that is home. Tell you what though, we need to have you see these links can actually change. I'm kind of a fan of legal moving to the right here and having app take up the whole thing. I actually want to do that because I don't want the founder stuff to be in here. I don't want to replicate that now, but it can change a little bit. I think it's just the fact that it disappears entirely that's the problem. So privacy policy. Terms of use. It's another garbage URL. Disclaimer. What on earth is a disclaimer for? That is not covered in those previous two links. Another garbage URL. What is the disclaimer? General, this can be in terms of use, man. Come on. Why is that even there? Okay. Dashboard, logout should be here. Which will be /logout. I think. I'll just copy this link. That's a form. We can't have a logout thing there. It's a form. It's this garbage here. So, menu items, right? There we go. That's it there. Footer. Logout. So it takes these classes. Boop, 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 boop. And where does dusk prefix come from? Whatever. Link, logout, and then it does this little form submission thing here. So that can get deleted. But that's probably going to be right at the bottom, right? Public profile, which will be this over here. Copy link. auth user. What are those menu items things to get that public profile link? Public profile. It's just this. I'll just take this. Okay, what does this look like? Settings. I think this is enough for now. Also going to get rid of that home link and change this from dashboard to home, because it makes an interesting bit of symmetry, and because you don't need to go there, all of these other links will take you there. It makes an interesting little bit of symmetry here. And then when these all go into one thing, okay, I actually think that's okay for now. Okay, I also want to get rid of this chart. It does me no favors, and I can make the front end load a lot faster if I get rid of that JS. So, show subscriber chart, probably app here, behaviors, show subscriber chart can go away, and users, show dashboard. You see, we've got a lot of this junk here. Subscriber chart, data. Let's see, where's the data? So that stuff can go out, and then there's stuff in the view that's going to expect it there. So users, dashboard, oh no, it actually uses chart stuff. So I'm going to have to load that chart data back in, unfortunately, because it's being used by other stuff over here. That was very lazy of me. It should still be a little bit quicker because it's not loading that JavaScript in anymore. Unfortunately, if you go to any of these, you're not going to be able to get back in. That's a bit annoying. Don't really know what to do about that. Because this is a Webflow thing, it has no idea about what session you have here. Okay, let's see how badly this breaks production. This domain. Yarn run production, I guess. Do we load any other resources for this? For this JavaScript? Probably some charts styling that we can get rid of. Maybe? Nah, not really. JavaScript behaviors. Show subscriber chart. That loads moment in. I think we're actually loading in this chart in like some include somewhere. Highlight we have to keep. jQuery for some reason. Vendor. Okay, vendor. So we're extracting chart.js. Can actually get rid of that there. Because we're not going to be showing it, right? So that's cool. But then how do we load this in here? Dashboard. It's not necessary. In the JavaScript that does this, do we call it in there? Chart, new chart, a bunch of chart stuff we're defining here. Also, where is chart loaded in? This is the thing. Where is chart loaded in? We webpack and we say, okay, we'll extract this out, but we're not requiring it anywhere, are we? Data show subscriber chart. That's supposed to trigger the code in here. This just includes moment. Where's chart? If you include chart in like a hook, does it just make that global? What will this build be like? So that's the prod one, where vendor is 422 kilobits. Ruby Gaming, how's it going? I saw you in the Battle.net launcher earlier, the Blizzard launcher. What you playing these days? I'm good, thank you. Okay, so 422 kilobits. If I do a pull and a yarn run production, then I expect that to be less. Much less, actually. God, is that the Battlegrounds-ish one? So I've seen Grant playing a lot of. Is that what you're playing? Ah, it did get smaller. Awesome. I enjoy watching people play that game, but I think I'd get so sick if I were to try and play it myself. It seems very fast-paced. I just watch Grant play it and I'm like, I don't know how. I am working on this app. It's Gitstore.app. It connects people's GitHub accounts to Stripe or PayPal so that they can sell code, they can sell from private repos, and the admin stuff is taken care of for them. So they can just build stuff, basically. I'm working on this is like the one that's running in production, and then a little bit earlier I was planning the V2 that I've been working on as well, what still needs to be added in there. So, enjoy.gitstore.app. Let me see if this is broken, because I've just done a deploy here. JavaScript error. What operation is not supported? Okay, so this chart is gone now, which is cool. The load time's quite a bit quicker. These footer links are in here, and they resemble the homepage mostly. I don't have this creator stuff in here yet, the maker stuff in here. The animations are a little bit different, but this feels a lot more like this site than what it did a week ago. So I think that's a bit of a win. Yeah. Console bugs, hey? I spend so much time there. Yeah, the only thing I don't know about is how we link back into the main app. Because if you hit one of these links, it'll take you whoosh off into the Webflow site, but there's no concept unless you do like connect with Gitstore, I guess. I mean, connect with GitHub. I guess that's okay for now. It's not great, but I guess it's okay for now. Oh. Don't drag that Twitch window. Streamlabs window. And then this wraps nicely-ish. That looks so dense there. Oh, gross. Gross footer styles. I don't want to think about it, okay? I didn't design it. What else here? You know, I actually think that's all I want to do tonight on the stream. Not Bootstrap, Tailwind. It is this. Well, this one is the new one. It's like it's a utility framework, so you write in styles like this basically. Very little custom code, but it means your markup can get quite dense. But yeah, I'm using the pre-V1 on this here, and then V1 on the new store to using 1.2 on this version here, 1.1 or something on this version here. But yeah, same framework. Lets you do funky things. I dig it. Yeah, I think that's actually all I want to do on here tonight. Is there anything outstanding to commit or to deploy? No, I think it's fine. Yeah, sorry Ruby Gaming, you joined at the tail end of this. I'm kind of wrapping up now. I think it's been productive. We did some planning for the roadmap for things we want to do. And then this is actually done now. What is the... I can't remember the keyboard shortcut to strike this through. I'll never remember that shortcut. So that's done. So now I need to update the Webflow site at some point. I might ask Sean or Jason to do this actually. And there's a whole bunch of roadmap stuff to do on V2, and hopefully having someone new join on the dev side for this in the short term. So looking forward to knocking a lot of these things out. We got to do all of this stuff before we hand it over to beta testers, and then all of this stuff to follow before we release it to the public. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up there. So thanks for everyone who's jumped in chat. It's been fairly quiet tonight, but fun nonetheless.